If you've been struggling to come up with ideas for a lead magnet that's actually going to attract your target audience, then you landed on the right video. Let's get into the content. All right, so the most important thing when it comes to coming up with a lead magnet is you want to make sure that you understand your audience. And what I mean by that is you got to actually understand what are their pain points. Like what are those things that's keeping them up at nighttime? So what I'm going to do on the board is I'm going to give you a map out, and then we're going to jump on the computer, and then I'm going to show you an even faster way so you can actually get things rocking and rolling, so you can actually get this out and start testing. All right, so let's map this out. You want to make sure that you identify their pain points. We're gonna put pain point right there. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a random target audience. We're gonna just go with a content creator who's on YouTube and they trying to learn the process, right? So there's three main things that they're gonna be trying to do, but they all gonna lead up to this particular thing right here. Get views. All right, so that's the main objective. Now, with that being said, now we got to ask ourselves, what are the things that they need to do in order to get views? So now I might say right here, they need to get found, right? That's the first step. Now, obviously, there's some things that they can do to get found, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. Now, the next thing, after they get found, they got to get clicked. That's the second thing. Because yeah, you can get found all day, but if nobody ever clicks on their video, then it's not going to be beneficial for them, right? So they need to understand the things that they need to do in order to get, create compelling thumbnails. Now, the next thing is they need to keep people watching. So we're just going to write keep watching. All right, there it is right there. So those are the main three things. To get views, they need to get found, get clicked, and keep watching, right? So now we got to ask ourselves with this first one where it says get found, we need to see what are the different ways that they can get found. Well, the first thing that comes to mind that I know is YouTube SEO, right? Ranking your videos in the search engine, right? That's the first method. So with me knowing that, I'm gonna draw an arrow over here. And this arrow is where we start to go more into the pain points, because really these are the things that they need to do. But now in order for them to, get over this hump, they need to learn this thing over here, which is YT SEO. Okay. So now that I know that SEO is that thing, they need to understand the steps, right? So the thing that comes to mind right off the bat is a checklist, right? So I write here and I might say, boom, we got the checklist. I'm gonna put that right there, and all that checklist gonna do is it's gonna get them the steps they need to take that I take every single time to rank my videos, right? So that could be something that could be valuable for my audience, right? If that was what I was actually going for. Now, another thing that could come to mind is we got a checklist, but then we could also do like a mini course or something like that, right? So a mini course. It won't go like too much into detail, but it's gonna get them what they need to know to go out there and go and get themselves like a quick win or whatever, right? Because when you're thinking about a lead magnet, you really want to get people a quick win. Like when they go through that lead magnet, they can go implement something and then get a result from it, right? All right, so let me get my eraser and we're gonna go ahead and move this one out the way and we're gonna go to the next one, right? All right, so that was the get found. Now we're gonna say with get clicked, what is that all about? That's all about the thumbnail, right? So what are some things that we can give to them as something that's gonna help them either save time or create more compelling thumbnails? Now, one thing that come to mind right off the bat, let me just put thumb right here, and it's gonna be for thumbnail. And then under that, I'm gonna put templates, because the first thing that come to mind for me is a template. Like some type of template design to where you create a template or some templates for them, give them to them. Now it's gonna save them time. All they gotta do is just change the words out or change their picture out, and then they done, right? See how that could be valuable for a person. So these are the things that you wanna do when you creating your lead magnet. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. And I didn't mention the other thing, but another thing that you can create is an ebook. And what you can do in that ebook, in this particular situation with a thumbnail, is you can get, your top thumbnails that perform the best, that, got you the most views. And then you could break down the psychology of what actually made your thumbnails work and then put that in the ebook as well. And then they'll definitely get value from that, because now they don't have to think so much. They can just look at the blueprint and then go from there. All right. So now the next thing is keep them watching. So right off the bat, some things that I think about is that first 30 seconds. So most YouTubers, they deal with within the first 30 seconds, they lose 30 to 50% of their audience, right? But if you got some strategies that you could share with them, like the ones that you do in your video that that work, that got you to 70 or to 80% average view duration for the first 30 seconds, then that would be beneficial for you to create like a PDF or something like that, put your best hooks, and then break down the psychology for that, right? So this is like just kind of trying to give you the lead to be like, all right, these are the things that I could do to get the results, right? So it's all about that quick win, all right? All right, so let me just go over here because I don't really need to write it because I kind of went through it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this erased. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually jump on the computer and I'm gonna show you a super fast way to do this. Like I just kind of came up with this off my brain because I understand it. But for you, I promise you, this method is gonna really blow your mind. All right, so this right here is the lead magnet idea generator. Basically what we see right here is some prompts that I created that's gonna help you come up with those ideas. Now, what we're gonna be putting these prompts into is a tool called ChatGPT. Now, you might have heard about it, and if you didn't, it's an AI content writer that pretty much, in my opinion, does a whole bunch of different things for you. I mean, a ton of things, but we're gonna be focusing on letting it help you generate some lead magnet ideas, all right? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over here to my document and we're going to use this first prompt right here. So this first prompt is just going to help you do what I did over there on the board and let it generate you some problems that your target audience is dealing with. So I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna paste this prompt right in here like this. So as you can see, there's the prompt, and then all I got to do is just put in my target audience. So early in the video we used content creators, so I'm gonna just go ahead and use that again. I'm gonna put a new content creator, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and hit enter. Now what it's gonna do is it's gonna start generating the challenges that they have, the problems and different things like that. And we're gonna look at them and I just let it do its thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and pause it until it's done. All right, so it's done. So as we can see right here, it says finding a unique and appealing content niche, consistently generating fresh and engaging ideas, building and growing an audience, balancing the creation and promotion of the content. So one thing I might do is I might say, okay, I want to use number 2, consistently generating fresh and engaging ideas. So I'm gonna say to the AI content writer, I'm gonna say, can you give me a list of lead magnet ideas for number 2? So it's already gonna understand that I'm trying to use number 2, and I'm gonna just hit enter. All right, so here it is. Sure, here are a few lead magnet ideas related to content creation. So you can see right here, a free ebook or guide on the top 10 content creation strategies for beginners, a mini course on how to overcome creative blocks and stay inspired, a checklist for the ultimate content creation workflow. So you see it's tying everything to whatever the problem that they have, exactly like I showed you on the board over there. We basically dialed in on a pain point, and then we say, okay, based on the pain point, what type of lead magnet can we create? So I like how it's just giving us, different types of lead magnets, right? It says a webinar, a challenge or a contest, a one-on-one consultation, and so on and so on. So this is if you taking the pain point and turning it into the lead magnet. But what if you got a product, but you want to put a lead magnet in front of it and make sure that lead magnet is relevant to your product? Well, the other prompt that I have over here goes exactly for that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this real quick. Go ahead and hit copy. Then we're gonna come right back over here, and what we're gonna do, I kind of like to start fresh when I'm doing this, so I'll just go ahead and hit new chat, and then I'll paste a new one in there. And then now what we got to do is we got to put our target audience in. I'm gonna say a new content creator, and then right here for the product, let's say I'm selling a YouTube growth course. All right, so now what it's gonna do is gonna give me a lead magnet idea to attract my audience, but it's relevant to my product. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit return. All right, so now it's gonna make everything based around that, right? So access to a private Facebook group of like-minded content creators, a series of video tutorials on how to get your first 1,000 subscribers, a free 1-hour consultation with an expert on the YouTube growth strategy, a free trial of the full course with limited access. That could be a good idea. An exclusive webinar on how to monetize your YouTube channel effectively. And as you can see, it's tailoring it to something that's going to be relevant to the product, which is very, very powerful. And most times, some people have, an issue, be like, okay, well, I got this product over here, but what would actually be a good lead magnet to be relevant to this so it actually makes sense, so a person doesn't just opt in, get something, and then realize, okay, it's not really related to that. So I think this is a very powerful prompt that you can use to do that particular thing. Now that you know how to come up with the ideas for the lead magnet, the next step in the process is to know what to include in the lead magnet to make sure that it's effective. So I want you to watch this video next because it's going to show you exactly what you need to do. See you over there.